सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। वां मे मनसि प्रतिष्ठिता मनो मे वाचि प्रतिष्ठितम् आविराविर्महेति वेदस्य महाणीः स्तः श्रुतं मे मा प्रहासीः अनेनाधीतेन अहोरात्रान् सन्दधामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्वक्तारमवतु अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारम्। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। So we saw in the first two chapters the Paryanka Vidya and Prana Vidya, you can say. Those are all upasanas, and they also have phala, correct? You can go to the Brahma Loka or you attain certain things here itself. Those were also mentioned. But they can also be moksha sadhana. Particularly if you are not interested in the karma phala itself, you are still asked to do it. Whatever is to be done, you have to do with yoga buddhi, so that you have a certain mastery over your likes and dislikes, and that is what we call as chitta shuddhi. So you gain purity of mind. The impurities are your own likes and dislikes, which takes you away from right and wrong. Correct? The entire human conflict itself is very simple. It's nothing great. All of us know what is right and wrong. That's what we call manasakshi or conscience and all that. Correct? In English we call it as conscience. In all Indian language we have manasakshi. Even in movies and all it will go separately, and that it will warn you. But you still do whatever you want to do. Means basically you are driven by your own likes and dislikes. Means as long as your life is in keeping with whatever is right, there is no problem. You are spontaneously dharmic. You are also happy, others also will be happy, in fact, around you. Similarly, if you don't like whatever is wrong also, there is no problem. But where is the problem then? The entire human problem or human conflict is that whatever you like, so Swamiji used to say, whatever you like is either illegal, immoral or calorific. Okay, so that is the problem. So what do you do then? So what do you do then depends on whether you are a mature person or not. Correct? That is the whole idea. If you are a mature person, in spite of your likes and dislikes, you have to do whatever is the right thing. So are you free enough to do the right thing? That's what we always say. That is real freedom. That is real maturity. The emotional maturity is what? You are free enough to do the right thing. So that is the important thing we are talking about here. That is why so much karma is talked about in the Veda, even in the Upanishad also. The Upasana, the Manasam karma is talked about. Also the other thing is for Chitta Naishchalyam also we say. There are two things we talk about in Vedanta. One is Chitta Shuddhi, another is Chitta Naishchalyam. Naishchalyam means what? Nischalata is Naishchalyam. Nischalata means not going here and there. Chalanam means it is basically moving from one thought to another. Most of the time it is random, correct? If you are just there, sitting somewhere and you don't have any, let us say, a structured thought, or you don't have to do anything particular, let us say, and just you are sitting, means your mind will go from one to the other. That is the nature of the mind also. Otherwise mind will not be mind. Basically it is by association it keeps on jumping here and there, which is fine. But that is not useful for Shravana Manana Nididhyasana. So you have to train your mind so that it is able to focus. or concentrate. Again, even there, the most important point one should understand. See, many people come, they ask me also sometimes, how do I develop concentration? Now, concentration by itself, you cannot develop. It is already there. The ability to concentrate is there with everyone. The thing what you can develop is interest. Unless you have interest in something, you cannot concentrate. Wherever you have interest, in fact, you don't even know how much time has gone, correct? That means you are totally absorbed in that, you are concentrating on that. So, nobody can say that I cannot concentrate. Concentration itself is not the problem. Are you interested enough? Or at least, are there no hindrances for your interest to express itself whenever you want to? Correct? That way also we can put it, because sometimes there are certain hindrances are also there. It can be physical, it can be something else also, emotionally also. So the idea is that we have to take care of all that. And of course, mumukshutvam, if it is there, then certain chitta naischalyam also should come along with that, because that is where you are interested in freedom, and then you have understood that freedom is nothing but in terms of knowledge alone I can gain, means then the mumuksha has become jinyasa, and that jnanam alone I want. So when you have that interest, then automatically then you should be able to focus in the class also, and later on also, in fact, you will be thinking about that only. It's not that you have to make an effort. Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana we say, but all those things normally it takes place. Actually, if you are interested enough, it will take place. So anyway, now the Shruti, having talked about this Vidya, and one who is qualified now by following all the karma which is said, now it is going to talk about Brahma Vidya. This is called Indra Pratardana Samvaada. Pratardana is the king who goes to heaven. How he went there, we don't know. Okay, because the Shruti also says that, we'll read that Pratardanaha havai Daivo dasihi Indrasya priyam dhamo upajagama yuddhena paurushena cha. So, this Pratardanaha, and the commentator here says Prakarshena Tardayati iti Pratardana. And his name is very apt, he says. Why? Because Tardayati means one who destroys. And whom does he destroy? Very well, Prakarshena Tardayati, whoever is Swashatrun, his own enemies and all that, he is able to destroy them. That is why he has the name Pratardanaha. And he is also a Kashya, he is from Kashi. Okay, so we have some kinship there. Okay. He is the Kashi Raja, Divo Das. Daivo Dasihi means Divo Dasasya Apatyam. So he is Daivo Dasihi, like Dasharatihi we say, correct? Rama is Dasharathi because Dasharathasya Apatyam. Like that, he is the progeny or son of Divodasaha, who was Kashi Maharaja. Okay. So from Kashi he somehow went to heaven. Either we have to take that he fought, because it is said Yuddhena Paurushena cha, by fighting battles, and also by his own effort, means he has done lot of dharma we have to take. Because unless you have done lot of punyam, you cannot go to Swarga, correct? So here Paurushena means his own effort. Willful effort he has put in to gain lot of punya. Now, but in those days we can say that like Nachiketas went to meet Yama, correct? In Katha Upanishad, like that Pratardana has gone to Indra's home, Indra's place, correct? Dhama, Indra is supposed to live in Amaravati and all that. Okay? Indra lives in a place called Amaravati. All that we know, in Puranas also it is there. And stories about Indra are there a lot in Rigveda also. Okay. The Aitreya Brahmana and all is there. That also, and Aitreya Brahmana also a lot of stories about Indra, the Aitreya Shaka. At least that much I know, there must be much more than that. Okay. So here, he went there, either he fought a battle, he died, means then it is Swargadwaram Apavritam and all is written even in Gita, correct? Kshatriya, for a Kshatriya, If you die in the battle, you go to Swarga. That is why even all Kauravas also first went to Swarga, it is said, even in the Mahabharata. But how long you are there in Swarga, we don't know. That again depends. Then after some time, they all went to Naraka because their Papa is gone. Kauravas were adharmi. Means, but even then, any soldier who dies in the battle first goes to the Swarga. Like that. So either he died in the battle and went to Swarga, or like Nachiketas and all that, he had so much punya and all that, he went just like that. We don't know. That is not mentioned here how he went. And then what? So Yuddhena Paurushena Cha means both are equally, it has contributed, it seems. The commentator is saying that it is for the Samuchayartham. Equally, both Yuddha and whatever else he did, both have contributed equally for him to go to the Swarga, the Chakara. See, every word they try to give some meaning. That is the beauty in all this commentary. They will not leave out even one word. They will see, okay, what we can say. Why Shruti has used this particular Chakara. So I will give you some meaning. Take it. Okay, then what? Tamha Indra Uvacha. So Indra then told Pratardana. What did he say? Varam te dadaniti. So Indra was very pleased with Pratardana. Because Indra himself is a great warrior and all that, we have to say. So he is very pleased that now he has come all the way to Swarga. So he says, I will give you a vara. I will give you a boon. Okay? Ask me whatever you want. And then what does he say? That is the interesting part here. Saho vacha pratardanaha tomeva vrinishva yam manushyaya hitatamam manyase iti. So now Pratardana says, I don't want to ask anything. In fact, I am a jiva, limited being, and I am conditioned by my own ignorance. I may not even know what is good for me. In fact, that is very true for most people, correct? Many times in life, you want something desperately. After you get that, you think that why did I even desire for this? It becomes even worse. After you accomplish something, you know that it's not what you really thought it is. And sometimes you don't get something you are desperately seeking and you are blaming everybody. Bhagavan also you are blaming. Maybe it is for good, we don't know, correct? So, most people don't even know what they really want. That is a problem, in fact. That is the biggest problem. And even after you accomplish something, you have some cognitive dissonances there. And there is a problem. So here, so Pratardana is very mature, very intelligent. He says, you only give me whatever is Manushyaya hitatamam. He says, whatever is the greatest good for any human being. Okay? For any human being, whatever is the greatest good, whatever is best, that you only choose that and you give that boon to me. So now Indra was not prepared for this. In fact, it is even said, even though Indra is a Brahmajnani, he doesn't want to share this Brahma Vidya with anybody. Okay? In fact, there is even a story about the Dadhyan Muni and Ashwini Kumara and all that. So Indra says that there was a Dadhyan Muni, he is also a Brahmavid. But Indra says, if you teach this, I will behead you. Like that, he threatened Dadhyan Muni. So this story comes, there is a Madhu Vidya in the Brahma Upanishad. And there, the Dadhyan Muni only teaches Madhu Vidya to the Ashwini Kumara. So in that story, see, there also Indra has threatened this Dadhyan Muni, no? So, but the Ashwini Kumara they are the divine surgeons or whatever, correct? They are the divine doctors. So what do? They say, you don't worry. They go to Dadhyan Muni and say, we want to learn this from you. And Dadhyan Muni says, if I teach you, Indra will behead me. They say, don't worry. Even we will replace your head before only with a horse head. Okay? Then Indra will come and behead that horse head. Then again we will fix your original head. Don't worry. So like that they do. So they did the first head. Whatever transplantation. Okay? Correct. It is also, even now they try pig's heart and all, they are trying even now. Right? So it's not a big deal, I think. At some point in time, Even now people are actually talking about head transplant and things like that to make people live longer so that you have a younger body. After some time, head alone you take and put it in another body. It may come, we don't know, during our lifetime or in another 50 years or so. It's a possibility, I think. So anyway, Indra is like that. Indra doesn't want anybody to know this. But Indra himself knew, correct? Kenopanishad story also you should remember. Indra, see, in the Kenopanishad story, everybody, all the other devatas go to the Yaksha and they return. They are humiliated. But Indra was intelligent. He went, then he took the help of Uma. And then with the help of Uma, then he learned, he knew about Brahma. So Brahman, and so he is a Brahmavid. Even in the Kenopanishad also, Indra comes as a Brahmavid. But he doesn't want to teach that to anybody for whatever reason. Okay, Indra is supposed to zealously guard his status also, right? Even if anybody does the 100 Ashwamedha Yaga, if you do, you become an Indra. Indra is basically a Padavi, right? Which is post only. So the current Indra does not want to let anybody in. So if somebody is doing like lot of Ashwamedha Yaga, he goes and steals their horse. Like this also we have heard many stories. So anyway, so here he just says now, once he says that Indra is in a binding guy, he has to now give whatever is the best, correct? That's what he has really asked for human beings, but he doesn't want to give. So he is now testing Pratardana. He says, what does he say? Tamha Indra uvacha navai varam parasmai vrinite tvameva vrinishva iti. So he says, no, nobody chooses for somebody else, correct? If I choose for you, you may like it, you may not like it. Why are you asking me to choose? So somebody else cannot choose for you. Whatever you want, you have to only choose. So I cannot really choose for you. Like that he is trying to wriggle out of the situation. But then Pratardana is he is showing his vairagya again here. So he is saying what? Okay, then if that is the case, what? Avaraha vai tarhi kilama iti. No, let that boon be avaraha. He says, I don't want, no boon is my boon. I don't want to choose. If you don't give, it is fine. That is the boon you have given me now. Whatever you have, nothing, even if you don't give me anything, that is fine. Avaraha itself is the boon you have given me. So, like this he says, means he shows he is not interested in anything in the world. Worldly pursuits he is no more interested. That is shown very clearly here. So, once he says that now Indra has no other way, okay? Because also it is said here interestingly, what is it said here? So, once he says that avara only, without, that is no boon is the boon you are going to give me now, if you don't choose it yourself. So he has said that. So, then what? Iti hovacha pratardanaha. Then atho khalu indraha satya devaneyaya satyam hi indraha. So, Athavu, thereafter what? This Indra, he is bound by Satya, he is led by Satya, he is committed to truth. Because Indra is not other than the truth, or he is not separate from truth, he is Brahmavid. And so he is committed to that, and he himself is the Swarupa, is the Satya Swarupa, correct, of the nature of truth. So he is now ready to teach him. And then how does he do that? That is the very interesting part here. Okay. So how does he teach Pratardana? He says, Saho vacha mameva vijanihi. So now he says, you know me only. Now there is a Brahma Sutra on this particular Vakya actually, and very interesting Brahma, very, very highly quoted by Bhashyakara also. Shastra Drishtya tu Upadeshaha Vamadevavad. that Brahma Sutra, in fact, this chapter, there is a Pratardana Adhikaranam in the Brahma Sutra. In the first pada itself, the 11th Adhikarana is the last Adhikarana of the first chapter, first pada is Pratardana Adhikarana, where there are 4 sutras discussing this entire chapter, whatever is there. So in that, here Indra is saying, Mameva Vijanihi, correct? Is he asking to know, Mr. Indra, what is the meaning of Mam there? The whatever me or I, that pronoun, what does it refer to? There is a big discussion in the Brahma Sutra. So the Purupakshi comes and says, no, that me is only about Mr. Indra, the Devata. So you have to know only the Indra Devata. Or another option is what? You have to know Jiva. Me in everybody is the Jiva, the individual. So otherwise it is Jiva. But then, by knowing the Jiva or the Devata, it cannot be the Hitatamam. See, you have to see the context, correct? What is the context here? See, even in the second mantra we will see, Indra is saying Prana. Okay, Prana is Brahman. Know me as Prana, Prajnatma and all that. So the words Pranaha, does it really refer to the Indra Devata or Brahman or Pancha Prana? Correct? There can be many meanings for the word Prana depending on the context. It can mean even all the Indriyas also, or it can mean a particular Indriya, Ghana Prana, because sense of smell is associated with breath. So the sense organ which is smelling itself is called also Prana. In many places, Grana Prana it is called. Otherwise, the commentator will normally put a Grana in front so that you are clear that here the word Prana refers to the sense of smell and is not any other meaning you cannot give. So anyway, so this Prana word also which is used in this chapter, that is called Spashta Brahmalinga Vakyani. The first pada of the Brahma Sutra is basically discussing the clearly whatever clear words which are Lakshana for Brahman or which are revealing Brahman. Spashta Brahmalinga Vakyani. Only in that this Prana also is taken for discussion. And there also the Bhashyakara is giving a few reasons why that Prana has to be only Brahman. So even there the thing is what? Because whatever is Hitatama, Manushyaya Hitatamam is the question. And then that for that means moksha alone, by knowing the Pancha Prana or by knowing anything else, right, if the Prana word can actually mean, you are not going to get moksha. And also the Prana itself is associated with words like Prajnatma. Okay, so the Prajna also cannot be regular Pancha Prana cannot be Prajnatma, correct? The of the self or whatever it is, basically the conscious self. The Prana which is the conscious self, if you say, it cannot mean something else, or it cannot mean Jiva also. By knowing the Jiva, you are not going to get moksha again. So like this, there is a nice discussion there. The Brahma Sutra also you can go and refer. So this chapter, the Prana, and also even this particular Vakya, that Mameva Vijani also is taken up in one sutra, because the Purupakshi comes and says the Prana has to refer to only Indra Devata, because he is saying Mameva Vijani, correct? Know me. He is referring to me means he is referring to himself, the Indra Devata. So you have to know only the Devata there. So that is why again Bhashyakara, that the answer Vyasacharya himself gives is what? This Shastra. See the I, there is a Laukika Drishti and there is also a Shastra Drishti. So Laukika Drishti, when I say, okay, I am walking, I am eating and all that, you are referring only to the body mind sense complex. So even in Mahabharata, Krishna so many places is using the I, me and all that. Or as a friend he is talking to Arjuna, right? Even up to the second chapter, the Ashocyan Anvashocastvam, till then, whatever he is saying, when he is referring to himself, there all he is referring to only Mr. Krishna. But as soon as he starts teaching Bhagavad Gita, then so many places he says, Janma karma cha me divyam evam yo veti tattvataha tektva deham punarjanma naiti mameti sorjanam. Means one who knows me, my divine birth, and my whatever I am doing here, then you have to know it. Like that is all only the Chaitanya, Adhisthana. Basically, whatever through this, whatever is Upalakshita, whatever is revealed as my nature, you have to know that also as your own nature. Means then for you also there is no more birth, etc. Because Bhagavan himself, he says, Ajopi san avyayatma bhutanam ishwaropi san prakritim swam adhishtaya sambhavam. Even though I am unborn, I am still born. Like that only everybody else also, the birth is same only, correct? Like Bhagavan Swarupa is birthless, deathless, nothing is really born. But still being Ishvara, having the Prakriti under my mastery, only through Maya I am taking this birth. Like this he is saying, the Avatarvada is there in the 4th chapter. In the same way, if you know, that is the Bhagavan's Divya. What was Janma Karma Cha Me Divyam, he says, correct? Divyam Janma, Divyam Karma and all, you have to understand only in that manner. It is the same for everybody else also. If you understand it that way, or in so many other places he says, correct? That, let us say, he says, Aham Atma Gudakesha Sarva Bhutashaya Sthitaha Aham Adischa Madhyancha Bhutanam Anta Evacha. He says, I am the one from whom all the beings are born, and in the in between also I am the one who is sustaining them. And once they all whatever they go back and resolve back only into me and all that, if he is mentioning aham there, that aham is cannot be Mr. Krishna, or I am the one who pervades everything and all, he says, correct? Sarvam is the sarvam idam tatam and all that, correct? Whatever here is there, I am the one who is pervading everything. So in all those, in lot of places in Gita, unless you are able to see that where the aham or ma, me and all that are used in the Shastra, when he is giving this Upadesha, the teaching, wherever he is using mam, I, correct, or me, I and me, that is all from the drishti of the Shastra. Shastra drishtya tu Upadeshaha. But the Drishtanta Vyasacharya is using is Vamadeva. Like Vamadeva comes in the Brihadaranyaka also, in the 1.4.10, where Aham Brahmasmi is there, that Aham Brahmasmi. There the Sarvatma Bhava, because it is said the Phala for Aham Brahmasmi knowledge is Sarvam Abhavat, you become everything. The Upanishad says, you are the Atma of everything. Sarvatma Bhava is the Phala. And then there also, whoever is knowing like this, whether you are a Deva or a Manushya, whoever knows in the same manner also attains the same Phala. And for that, who is the example? Vamadeva. Vamadeva says, Aham Suryaha, Aham Manuhu and all that. He says that I am the Surya, I am Manu. Now, if Vamadeva is referring to his body mind sense complex, he cannot say that I am the Surya or I was the Manu and all that. That can only be if he is referring to Atma, the I, whatever the Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma, Sachidananda Atma alone can be talked about like that. And Vamadeva comes even in the Taittiriya Upanishad. Aham Vrikshasya Reriva, Kirti Prishtan Gireriva, like that. Udhava Vitro Vajini Vasvamritamasmi Dravinam Savarchasam. That portion also, they say that. But Trishanku is the name there. But Trishanku also talks about like that. Trishanku or Vedanuvachanam is there. So things like that are all Shastra Drishti, you have to be very clear. In fact, this differentiation, I think, others, the Dvaitins are all missing it, I think. They don't get it, or I don't even know how they actually, this particular sutra itself, how it is being commented by the Dvaitins and Vishishta Dvaitins, all these people. But the Shastra Drishtya alone, here Indra is saying, you know me, correct? So further, in fact, he said, Savo Vacha Mameva Vijanihi. And then what does he say? Eta Devaham Manushyaya hitatamam manye. No, knowing me only is the greatest good for you. That is the one which will give you Vishreyas, whatever you are really seeking. Correct? That will only if you know me. But you have to know my truth, my Swarupa, as your own Swarupa. There is no other way to know that. And in fact, what is the phala? Because normally in all our Upanishads, immediately that jnana phala will be given so that to keep you interested. Okay? So here he is giving a very interesting way of the jnana phala. Okay? So he says, Yen mam vijaniyam. So the one who knows me and who is me, he says, see, I have done all these gory things. In fact, he is listing. So he says, Trishirshanam Twashtram Ahanam. Trishirshanam means what? One who has 3 heads. Twashtram means the son of Twashta. Okay? Twashta, in fact, is also one of the Deva. In fact, he is identified sometimes with Vishwakarma and all that because he is supposed to have built or created many things. Like even the Indra's Vajrayudha is supposed to have been created by Tvashta. So he is like an artisan Devata, they say. Okay, he fashions many things like this. And so, but this Tvashta somehow does not like Indra. He has a enmity with Indra. So his son Vishwarupa was again, he was about to do some tapas to get the Shakti to kill Indra. And he had 3 heads and all that. Vishwarupa is supposed to have had 3 heads. But what did Indra do? Indra went and beheaded him. He killed him before he can finish his tapas. Okay? And that Vishwarupa is supposed to be a Brahmana also. So he is basically, it is a Brahmahatya he has done. But he was not very, whatever he was doing was not favorable to the Devas. So as a Devendra, he had to do that. So I have killed, I have killed this Pashtram, Trishirshanam, the Vishwarupa I have killed. Ahanam means I have killed him. Past tense it is. Then what? Actually, this Avang Mukhan is there here, but another reading is Arun Mukhan also is there. Okay. Arun Mukhan Yatin Sala Vrikebhyaha Prayacham. This is also another story about Indra. So this Arun Mukhan or Avang Mukhan is there, whichever way you take it. The commentator says Arun Mukhan only he has taken. Rut means Chandas, it seems, Veda. Okay? If you do Veda Dhyanam and all that, it should show in your face itself, correct? Some tejas and all we say. Brahmanas have tejas because they have done Veda Dhyanam, and then particularly also the commentator says the Veda Dhyanam here really means the Mimamsa, Brahma Mimamsa also you have done. Means if you are also it says Arun Mukhan Yatin, correct? Yatna Shilaha. Yati means generally the sannyasis are called Yati because they are Yatna Shilaha, means they are putting in lot of effort for knowing this Brahman. So the one who puts lot of effort like this, it should show in his face itself. But for these were not real sannyasis. Okay, they were all imposters. So Arun Mukhan, that's why in their face, it's not visible that they have done any adhyayana, they are only having some external linga. Okay. Now these people, what did Indra do? He again, it is that the commentator makes it even more gory. He says that he cut them into 100 pieces and gave it to all this. Shala Vrikebhya means these are all like forest wild dogs or wolves. He fed them to the wolves. Prayachan is there. Prayachan means I gave it, Prakarshena, I gave it to them. gave it to all these wolves and dogs and all that. Other thing is what? Bhakvihi santha atikramya divi prahladin atrinam. Also I broke many. Sandha means basically it is like a treaty, correct? Or a truce. But what did Indra do? Even those truce and all he didn't care about. Because this Prahlad, here it is Prahladin is there. Those who are Prahlada Sambandhi, those who are connected with Prahlada, it seems they all, the Maya also, they were all Mayavis it seems. So they all came to the Devaloka. And they were trying to fight with the Devas. So he killed all of them. Okay. Then what? Further, not only that, in the Devaloka also he has killed. Then Antarikshe, Pauloman. So the Puloma Sambandhi, those who are whatever related to the Rakshasa called Puloma, all of them I killed in the Antariksha, in between space. And in the Prithivi also. Kala Kashyan, Prithivyan. So, another group of Rakshasas also I killed on the earth. So, that means he has done Papa Karma everywhere, he says. Not only in one place, but everywhere I have done all this karma. So, normally if you do all these things, the karma phala you have to enjoy, correct? It's not very pleasant. It should harm you in some way. And then what does he say? But I am jnani. All these things can only hurt you if you have identity with your body, mind, sense complex, correct? Stula, Sukshma, Sharira, Abhimana, if it is there only, these things can harm you. But I am Indra, Brahma Vidya. So what? He is saying, Tasya me tatra na domacha namiyate. So even my hair is not hurt or harmed by all these things. Even a single hair also was not, nothing happened. I did all these things. But this karma phala cannot even touch my hair because of the knowledge. In fact, even in the Gita, Bhagavan says, Apichedasi papebhyaha sarvebhyah papakrit tamaha, he says. Correct? Amongst all the papas, the one who has done the worst papa, okay, superlative degree, he says, papakrit tamaha. Sarvam jnana plavenaiva vrijinam santarishyasi. All that you will cross over with this jnana. Why? Because jnanagni sarva karmani bhasmasa kurute. So this jnana, which is like an agni, burns all karma phala. Nothing can really touch you if you know that you are this Chaitanya Swarupa. The Chaitanya Swarupa is asanga. Cannot be touched by anything. It is not even an object. Right? Only if it becomes an object of consciousness, only objects of consciousnesses can be an object of your cognition or an object of even action. But Atma is always, it is aprameya. It is of the Swarupa of the subject. It can never be objectified by anything. So it is not subjected to any of these things. It can never be touched. It is untouchable that way. Correct? So he says, see, that is the greatness. If you know me, like I know myself. Okay? That is the point here. I know myself as this pure conscious being who is Sachidanandam Brahma. If you also know yourself like that, then no karma can touch you. Nothing can really touch you. And that is the greatest good, correct? That means you know yourself as the Ananda Swarupa. So even after doing all these things, I am there. Happily I am there. Okay? Not even one hair has fallen or it is harmed or it is anything. So then he is saying, so similarly what sayo mam vijaniya. So the one who knows me in this manner, like I have known myself, Then what? Na asya kenacha karmana lokaha miyate. Means even that person, for him, like Bhagavan also says the same thing, correct? Janma karma cha me divyam yo mam veti. Then he doesn't have any more births and deaths and all that he is saying. He is giving the phala also immediately there. Tattvataha yo veti. Then he doesn't go anywhere. He doesn't have any birth or death. So in this manner, if you know me, sayomam vijaniyat, na asya kenacha karmana lokaha miyate, means karmana lokaha here is by the karma, the loka here is the karma phala. The karma by the karma you have done, and that karma phala cannot harm you. Miyate means himsyate, cannot harm you in any way. Whatever you do, that karma phala cannot harm you because you don't even consider yourself as a karta anymore. But here again, okay, one more thing about this chapter is, this chapter and the next chapter of this Upanishad is also covered in the Anubhuti Prakasha by Vidyaranya Swami. You can go and read that also if you want. I think this is the 8th chapter. Indra Pratardana Samvaada is the 8th chapter of Anubhuti Prakasha. There is a book. So Vidyaranya Swami has written the essence of every Upanishad in the form of verses. That text is a very big text because he covers many different Upanishads. In the first 7 chapters he has covered Aitareya and other Upanishads, Mundaka, etc. I think. Chandogya also. So from each Veda he covers one. He starts with Rigveda, Aitareya. In Samveda he covers Chandogya. Atharvana Veda he covers Mundaka. Like that. And I think maybe Yajurveda also he may have covered Kathopanishad or something. Then he comes here. The 8th chapter is again he is covering this Kaushitaki. So that there, Vidyaranya is saying that don't think that that means you can do whatever. If you are a jnani, you can go and do anything you want. That is not the point here. This is basically the jnana is praised here, and that means that anything the jnani may have done is not going to affect the jnani anymore. That is the point. Same thing even in the Gita also, when Bhagavan talks about all these things. It's not that the jnani will now do all these things, because to gain this jnana itself you should have been a dharmikaha, and that samskara as a dharmikaha only is going to continue even after you become a jnani. And jnanis cannot do anything which harms anybody. In fact, for that he is giving some very funny reasons. He is saying that because even in this Upanishad and in other places also it is said that jnani, if they do some papa karma, that will all go to the ones who do dvesha of them, correct? So Vidyaranya is saying the reason why jnanis don't want to do something wrong is, one thing is, of course, only the adrishta phala will never come to a jnani because jnani is not subjected to any adrishta, but drishta phala will still be there. If you are a jnani and if you do something wrong, others will anyway will not accept it. Other panditas are there, other dharmika people will there. The drishta phala will be there for you also. Anybody who does any wrong, you have to undergo the drishta phala. So why should they do something wrong and suffer? Drishta phala, I don't want suffering anyway, even as a jnani. The other thing is the adrishta phala will go to some people who are doing dvesha. Even that the jnani doesn't want, it seems, he says. So for all these reasons, jnani will not do something wrong or papa karma and all that, but these are all just to say that even the worst karma does not stick to you, it doesn't touch you in any manner. So that is why it is hitatam, correct? This is the greatest that you can get. And in fact, he gives that for you also, correct? The one who knows me like this, for him what? Kenacha karmana lokaha miyate. Having said that, he is giving some examples for that. What is that? Na matruvadhena. Even if you kill your mother, also it's not going to touch you or affect. Na pitruvadhena. Even if you kill a father. Nasteyena, even if you have been a robber and all that. Because the Valmiki story also you can understand here. Valmiki was doing all this, he was robbing people, correct? So at least it is there. So nastena na bruna hatyaya. Bruna here means again Brahmanas are called bruna. Sometimes even fetus is called a bruna. Bruna hatya in some context can also mean abortion and all that. Here it means the Veda itself is called bruna. And once the Veda Swarupa are all, Brahmana are considered to be of the Swarupa of Veda and Veda Dhyana. So Bruna Hatya means the Brahmahati only is called Bruna Hatya here. Okay. So now Bruna Hatyaya na asya papam cha na chakrishaha ukan neelam vetti iti. So none of these actions or any other papa also. Okay, whatever you may do, chakrishaha. Also, how do you know it does not affect him? For that also Indra is saying, na mukhan neelam vetti, means there, from their face, that whatever the kanti, neelam here is basically not the blue color, but you have to take it the whatever the Brahma Varchas or the kanti never leaves them. The jnani always is cheerful. In fact, you cannot be a Vedanta teacher and teach that you are Sachidananda, and that itself you cannot say with a face which is all sad and all that. It doesn't make any sense. You cannot teach Vedanta. Vedanta has to be joyful, even your study has to be joyful. The whole pursuit has to be a joyful pursuit. And also, that is why, see, for Vedanta, some amount of tyaga is required, in the sense that you are committed to this study, correct? So that means you have to leave other things and come and study. You have to go to a Gurukulam and study, means you have to leave your job or whatever. If you are very serious, you should be ready for that. But the point is, see, particularly why I am saying is, when we both came here, everybody thought that we have done some great tyaga. And you were both were in US, you came here. Gurukulam only because Swamiji himself, the way he introduced us was like that. So we came here, then he called both of us, come. Then we were standing, then he said, see these two, the rendu dadi pasangala paaru, something he said like that, if I remember correctly, no? Then he said, see, they were all working in the US, they were having good job. See, now they have all, these two people have come here, they have left all their jobs and they have come to study. Something like that he introduced us, because we came late also, as I said. We came to the course late, everybody else was there already. So he introduced us like that, then everybody thought that, yeah. Then I used to always think, see, I can also think, I cannot think like that, correct? I can also not think that I have done some great tyaga and I have come here. If I think, then I have to be miserable here. In fact, my thinking was always that I want to do the thing by which I will be the most happy. So I thought that this is the best way I can be happy. Otherwise, why should I come here? If I think that being in US only I will be happy, I should not come here. I thought that this is the best way that I can find my happiness or whatever I am looking for, and this is what I really want to do. So in my mind, I haven't done any tyaga really. What tyaga you have done? You have just gone to do whatever you wanted to do, right? You should come to Vedanta like that. Of course, in that process, you may not be able to do everything else, which normally people think that you are supposed to do and all that. But that doesn't mean you have done any tyaga, understand that? You are just pursuing whatever you are interested in. And that pursuit also has to be happy. Otherwise, there is no point in coming, correct? You cannot come to Vedanta and also think that you cannot tell the Guru, see, I have done all the tyaga and I have come here. So you have to do this or that, means that's not the point. If you think you have done tyaga, don't do any tyaga. You go back to wherever you are happy, correct? You don't have to come and study Vedanta. So that is here very important. So here, anyway, so what here he is saying is what? Whatever you do, you have to be cheerful. Then only you are a Vedanti. And cheerfulness cannot lead. That Ananda Swarupa, if you are teaching, means that Ananda Swarupa has to manifest also. Then only you can teach. So, Mukhan Neelam na Veti. It's an important thing. That is also Jnana Phalam. Correct. Okay, so this is the first Vakya. The next one is where actually he is now giving the Brahma Lakshana. How he is giving that only is part of that I told you, but it is 3-2 only is taken initially in the Brahma Sutra also. Saho Vacha Pranaha Asmi Prajnatma Tam Mam Ayuhu Amritam Iti Upasva. So, again this Upasva word can be taken in two ways. Okay? Because there is a Vidya Sutram in the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad where it is said that Atma Ityeva Upasita. So that is called Vidya Sutram. Where, see, normally we identify ourselves with different organs. Correct? So when you are walking, you say I am the walker. You are identifying with the whatever, the Karmendriya which is doing the walking, Pada. You are cutting something, means you are saying I am a cutter, let us say. Means then you are identifying with Pani, Pada, all these things, correct? The Karmendriya. When you see something, you are saying I am the seer. So you are identifying with that sense organ. So either you are identifying with sense organ or you are identifying with organs of action. And that is how your identity is changing all the time. Then who are you really? So that's why the Brihadaranyaka says, even while you are doing all these things, Atma alone is the one which is the Shrotrasya Shrotram, Manasaha, Manaha, whatever, Vachoha, Vachamanal, even in Kenopanishad it is there, correct? In the presence of whom everything is functioning as itself, with that alone you identify, Atma Ityeva Upasita, know yourself as that alone. None of these separate things are you really, correct? Walker is you, but you are not the walker. There cannot be any walker without you being there. So this is what Swamiji used to say, B is A is not B. This thing you have to always understand. Means beggar is Amitabh Bachchan, or beggar is the actor, he used to say. But actor is not beggar. Why? Because even while acting as beggar, he is thinking, aha, everybody is applauding me, I am going to become a millionaire. This is going to become a hit show or whatever, correct? Even while being the beggar, his jnanam is that I am going to be a millionaire by doing this action. Because I am getting all this applause, I am enjoying and all that. That is the space you get from jnanam, correct? So beggar, there is no beggar, the character without the actor being there. So beggar is actor. But actor is not beggar. So you have to know the actor as actor. If the actor doesn't know actor as himself and loses himself in the role, then he will be suffering. Whatever is the role suffering is your suffering. In fact, that is what is a samsari, you know. All the samsaris are suffering because of the wrong identification. So the Upanishad says, Atma Ityeva Upasita. Like that here also what? He says what? I am the Saho Vacha Pranaha Asmi. I am the Prana. Okay, but because this Nirgunam Brahma or Shuddha Chaitanyam cannot be referred in any other way or taught in any other way. Only along with the Upadhi or the conditioning factor alone we can reveal them. But we also do normally Apavada. First you do, that's why Adhyaropa Apavadabhyam Nishprapancham Prapanchate. Like that there is a saying in the tradition. So you have to do Adhyaropa. Deliberate superimposition for the purpose of teaching. So even saying Jagat Karanam Brahma is really an Adhyaropa. Understand? Because even in the Brahma Sutra, the Brahma Lakshana is that what? Janmadhyasya Yataha is the Sutra. So Janmadi, what are Janma? means along with Janma, Sthiti, Laya also has to be included. Then the Karana for all these things. So from whom Sthiti, from whom Janma has happened, by whom Sthiti is happening, into whom everything will go back. So that is there explicitly in the Taittiriya Upanishad also, correct? Yato va iman bhutan jayante yena jat. That is what that sutra also is referring. So that is also called a Tatastha Lakshana. Means we are just pointing it out. Or we call it Shakha Chandra Nyaya also. Okay. So when he is saying Pranaha Asmi Prajnatma, here two Lakshanas are here. One is Prana, another is Prajna. So there is a question also. In fact, even in the Anubhuti Prakasha, Vidyaranya Swami is asking why these two Lakshanas are taken to reveal Brahman. There has to be a reason also, correct? You are revealing Brahman through the words Prana and Prajna. So that is because this without, in fact, he himself will give the reason for that. If we further read here, there is a reason also given. But basically, what we have to understand here is this Brahman is revealed through these two words. But these two words are like the branches of a tree. Understand that? Because if you want to show the moon, how do you show the moon? Somebody is not able to see, let us say the moon, it is only like Dvitiya or Tritiya, whatever. So moon is very small, somebody is not able to see it, where it is, they don't. When you say, okay, first you see the tree, and then this branch, then you go a little bit there, so can you see like that? That is how all these words, they are all, that's why we call them revealing words. Because Brahman cannot be the meaning of any one word, understand that. Already we have discussed that, correct? Brahman cannot be the meaning of any one word. All words are only revealing Brahman, but by indication alone. It cannot be the direct meaning of Brahman. Brahman cannot be the direct meaning of any word, but all words are pointing to Brahman or revealing. That's why we call it Lakshana. They are all Lakshana, revealing words. So here Pranaha and Prajnatma, Prajna is used. So Saho Vacha Pranaha Asmi Prajnatma. So even here, what we have to understand is first this Prana is, if you see, Prana was shown as the most important, correct? Even in the previous chapter and all we saw. In different Upanishads also, even in Bredanika, that's why the Utkrishtatvam of Prana is brought out first. And then Prana itself is now used as a Lakshana for Brahman. Because without Prana, none of the other organs or anything can function. But then this Prana itself is functioning as Prana by what? That is what now we are trying to reveal through the word Prana. That is why Brahman is really Pranasya Prana, correct? That is said in the Kena Upanishad also. So the Prana word, and similarly Prajna also is important because this mind also is very important. Both Prana and mind are important. All knowledge takes place only in the mind. But mind itself is sentient due to what? That is what is revealed by the word Prajna here. The Buddhi, Guha Nihitatvam is there for Atma. We say Guha means here Buddhi Guha. The Buddhi itself is called a cave or a Guha. Or Hridaya also the word is used. Okay. Now these words are all pointing out that this Atma is available for you to recognize. Where it is available? In your own mind, in your own Buddhi only it is available. So that is why this Pranaha and Prajna, these two words are used to reveal Brahman. Tam Mam Ayuhu Amritam Iti Upasva. Okay. So that again what? That Brahman itself is what? It is me. Tam Mam. Here, this is a Mahavakya. That Brahman, that Prana, which is all pervading. Okay. And even the Prajna also is all pervading consciousness. This Ananta Chaitanya is me. And that itself is Ayuhu. That is Amritam. So that is life. Because even you are alive. Normally we think we are alive because of the Sukshma Sharira. Correct? There is a Stula Sharira. The Stula Sharira is alive because of Sukshma Sharira, but that Sukshma Sharira itself is functioning as Sukshma Sharira due to what? That is what is being pointed out here. And that only is one which is making everything alive, but that is immortal, Amritam. And you do, again here, the Upasva means for the Uttama Adhikari, this is for the purpose of Brahma Jnana. But what if you are not able to understand this, then Vidyaranya says you can also do a Upasana, that Brahman is all-pervading prana or all-pervading Chaitanyam. Like that you do Upasana, that is more of a visualization or meditation. By that Upasana, once you gain the Sadhana Chatushtaya, then the same thing will lead you to Jnanam. It is a Moksha Sadhana. So the Upasva can be taken here in both ways, depending on the Adhikari. Adhikari Veda is there. So if you do the Upasana, also Indra is giving again a Upapatti here. Why this Prana and Prajnatma is called Ayuhu and all that, correct? So he says, so he is saying that what? Ayuhu Pranaha Prano Va Ayuhu. Okay. Prana Uvacha Amritam Yavat Asmin Sharire Pranaha Vasati Tavat Ayuhu. So he is giving a Upapatti. What is that? This Ayu itself is Prana, and Prana itself is Ayu means. Again here in the commentary what is being said is this Prana and this Ayus is not a guna of the Prana or anything. It's not like there is no guna guni bhava here. This Ayu itself is really Prana alone. Prana, functioning of Prana alone is called as Ayu, correct? The Prana is functioning in the body, that is what is life. That is what is Ayu. So the Prana and Ayu are one and the same. And also it is that Prana itself is Amritam. You think that you are dying and all that. But really it can never die. Even if you take the Jiva Bhava also, if you take, Jiva doesn't die. Only the physical body is dying. Okay. Prana only goes away. In fact, it takes along with it all other Indriyas and all that. And then it takes up another body. Even that way it is really Amrita. But if you understand this Prana as Brahman, then it is really Amrita. This Prana is Amritam. And in fact, he is explicitly saying, till the time this Prana is there in the Sharira, then Tavad Ayuhu, till then only the Ayu is there. Okay. And therefore what? Pranena hi eva amushmin loke amritatvam apnoti prajnaya satya sankalpam. So this, because of this Prana only, even in this loka, you can become a immortal. Right? By knowing this knowledge will give you this Amritatvam, that by knowing yourself as this Prana, which is basically Brahman, Amushmin Loke, in this loka itself you can become Amrita, Amritatvam Apnoti. And Prajnaya, by the Prajna what? Again, Prajna word is why it is used, Satya Sankalpam. Satya is taken as Brahman itself here. So the Satya Sankalpa here can be simply taken as that if you have this, then whatever you think will become true. That way also you can take. But he is saying Satya is Brahman itself. The Sankalpa here is what? That you want to know that Brahman. That Vividisha. That Jignasa only is represented here as Satya Sankalpa. You have a Sankalpa to know the Satya Vastu. For that the word Prajna also is important. Prana points out to the life itself. Without life anyway there is no thinking or there is nothing. Without life you cannot even pursue Jnana. So basically here what is pointed out is these two words, why they are used as the Brahma Lakshana, because without Prana there is no pursuit possible. And again without the mind or the sentiency also there is no, this pursuit is not at all possible. Therefore Brahman itself is revealed through these words. Satya Sankalpam here is your whatever the conviction you should have, correct? That I want to know this Brahman, Satya. So Pragyaya Satya Sankalpam Sayo Ma Ayuhu Amritamiti Upaste. Now the Upasana Phala itself is given. Okay, the one who does that I am this, Ayu and Amritam, like that you do Upasana. What happens to him? What is the Phala? Sarvam Ayuhu Asmin Loka Eva Apnoti. Means in this Loka you will have a long life. Means you will not die prematurely and all that. Okay, the full life you will get here. And afterwards what? Amritatvam Akshitin Swarge Loke. So then this Akshiti and Amritatvam. You become imperishable and you will have again, you are not subjected to time. Basically this is again these two things, this Akshiti and Amritatvam also, because Swarge Loke is talked about. It is Apekshika only. It is relative. But still you get this. In Swarga Loka also you will get whatever this Phala. Like this, Indra is saying. So once Indra said this, now Pratardana already knows something. Okay, he is also an intelligent person. What does he say here? He now says, in the context of what Indra said about prana. Okay, Tadhaika Huhu Eka Bhuyam Vai Pranaha Gachanti Iti Nahi Kaschana Shaknuya Sakrit Vacha Nama Prajnapayitum Chakshusha Rupam Shrotrena Shabdam Manasadhyayanam Dhyanam Iti Eka Bhuyam Vai Pranaha Bhutva Ekekam Sarvani Eva Etani Prajnapayanti. So here, see this prana word can also be used for all the indriyas. Okay. Why? Because this pancha prana, if they are not active, none of the indriyas can even function. So the backing of the prana has to be there for the indriyas to function. Okay, here, so he is saying what? That means all these indriyas are acting together as one. Then only this whatever the cognition which you are having and all is possible. Correct? It's not that they are by themselves they are doing something, means who is, because there is a commonality in the kartrutvam, correct? The one who is seeing alone is the one who is also speaking, or the one who is speaking is the one who is breathing. One who is thinking is the one who is speaking. There is the karta is one and the same. Means who is the one who is the one behind all these things? That you have to know. So that one alone, and that is why at the same time also you cannot do everything, correct? Because there is a certain krama is there. Vidyaranya Swami also is talking about that. Even though we do certain things so fast, it looks like everything is simultaneous, but in general what do you say is what? If you are focusing on one thing, then the other thing doesn't happen, correct? Or you even miss. Your eyes may be open, but you are thinking about something right in front of your eyes. You don't see because the prana here, prana and mind also we have to take. They are all somewhere else. The prana, they were not together focused. So prana, eki bhuyam vai prana gachanti means all this prana have to be there. They become one, and they go towards, and they back up this indriya, then only they can function. Otherwise, what? Nahi kaschana shaknuyat, nobody can really do what? Sakrit vacha nama prajnapayitum, you cannot talk and reveal any names and all that. You cannot really talk without the prana, all the prana being there, backing up. And similarly what? Nahi kashtik shaknuyat, that all that you have to add here everywhere. Chakshusha rupam, shrotrena shabdam, manasadhyanam. So all these things you cannot do at the same time. Only because there is all these pranaha being one, they are backing up. All these things can be done. Therefore, what? Iti eki bhuyam vai pranaha bhutva ekekam sarvani eva etani prajnapayanti vacham vadanti sarve pranaha anuvadanti chakshuh pashyati sarve pranaha anupashyati श्रोत्रम शृण्वति सर्वे प्राणाः अनुशृण्वन्ति मनोध्यायति सर्वे प्राणाः अनुध्यायन्ति प्राणं प्राणन्तं सर्वे प्राणाः अनुप्राणन्ति इति एवं उहैव एतदिति ह इन्द्र उवाच अस्ति इत्येव प्राणानां निःश्रेयसाधनम् इति. Okay, so in this what he is saying, that only when the pranas are there, means the pranas are going after. Whenever any indriya is active, the prana are going along with that. Then only that particular activity is possible. So that is here very clear. So he is saying what? Whenever the vak is speaking, the pranas are also anuvadanti. They are going along with the vak indriya. When the eyes are seeing, all the pranas are going along with the eyes, and then they also anupashyanti. They see along with the eyes. When the ears are hearing, the pranas are also hearing along with the ears. And when the mind is thinking also, the pranas are supporting the mind and is thinking along with that. And even when the prana breath, you are breathing also, all the pranas are supporting anuprananti. They are breathing along with that. And that is how all these things, evam, in this manner only, uha eva etat iti. All these things are happening. This Pratardana is saying. Once he says that what? Indra uvacha, Indra now says what? Yes, what you say is correct. Asti ityeva. This is fine. This is correct. Whatever you are saying is fine. But still what? Prananam nishreya sadhanam iti means, even though what you say is correct, but pranas alone are the ones which are utkrishta, which have something special. And that is why in fact the prana and prajna, like I said, they were used for revealing Brahman. Okay, the other thing we will continue in the next class. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri